Carly, using an app to book your next dinner? Well, you may just want to call them instead. A new report claims that OpenTable is spying on its users and, quote, compiling personal information on guests to share with restaurants, from wine preferences to whether they cancel a same-day reservation. The report goes on to say that this allows eateries to save preferred seating or cancel your reservation altogether.
Okay, so they're saying that OpenTable, which I'm sure is like a reservation type app, for restaurants and things like that, to make it more convenient for you to book reservations, is spying on their users and selling that information back to restaurants so that they can use that data to personalize your like the things that they offer to you, possibly ads and stuff like that. And honestly, if you read the fine print, if you read the disclosures, or the notices to use the service when you sign up for these apps, you will see this type of language in those disclosures. They do say that certain apps will pass on your information to a third party, and it's up to you to accept or decline this agreement. A lot of times, if you decline it, then they're not going to allow you to use the app. So maybe it should be something that's created, some type of law created to where you have an opt-out option. I'm sure, I mean, and plenty of these type of apps have an opt-out option where you're not opting into that type of stuff. But a lot of people don't read. A lot of people don't take time to read. They literally just scroll down and hit, accept. I do it often, so I know others do it as well. And I'm very meticulous about certain things, and I don't have problem with reading anything. So um, I mean, this type of thing is being brought to the forefront, more and more. But I'm gonna just let the video play because it could be a little bit deeper than that. Okay.
Former White House Chief Information Officer Teresa Payton joins me now. Teresa, great to see you here in person. Does this concern you, or is the privacy cost here of, hey, I like Chardonnay, worth the convenience of going to your phone and making a resi?
I think that's an individual decision, but the key is read the privacy policies of the apps you're using. So if you like the convenience of OpenTable, just understand that they might be sharing things about you. It may or may not be anonymized, and you have to decide if the risk versus reward trade-off is worth it for you.
Here's what OpenTable says, the privacy policy that Teresa just mentioned. Quote, we share your information with restaurants and their affiliates to provide the services and for the restaurant or restaurant group's own purposes, which may include marketing or advertising purposes.
Now, as you see, as I was saying, um, this is in their private their policy, their privacy policy. They tell you that they share your information with restaurants and their affiliates. And like I said, I've read plenty of these type of private privacy policies before, plenty of them, from everything, Apple, Google, you name it, all the apps. They say that, you know, they do include, your information as far as for purposes of, marketing and advertising and things like that. A lot of these apps have um, opt outs to where you can opt out of these things. So you have to read the privacy policy. You have to go into your settings and make adjustments because, like I say, this is an individual thing. Each person, some people, they may like getting emails about specials, or they may like having when they open the app, what they see is tailored to them. So it just really depends on the person. It really, really depends on the person. And as long as they put this in their policy, in their privacy policy, then they have a form of legal protection, against any type of, legal action that could come of this. Like I said, something that could change is maybe, having the opt out option right as you sign up. But, up until this point, really only thing I've seen for a lot of these apps is just the privacy notice. And then, you either accept or you decline, and then you move on into the app, or you're not able to use the app. So we'll see. I'm just gonna let the video play a little bit.
But at at this point, Teresa, shouldn't we all just assume that if we're getting something for free, there is a cost of our privacy or our data in return?
Yeah, whenever you use a free product, you have to ask yourself, how do they make money? And that's because you are actually the product. So your preferences, your dining styles, do you eat lunch out more than dinner? What do you typically spend? Those are all things that create data elements that can be sold. Hence, you are the actual product.
The open table one doesn't really bother me that much. This next one really concerns me and should concern a lot of people. Google issuing an urgent warning to millions of VPN users about a serious security threat, which includes bad actors impersonating well-known VPN brands to target vulnerable users. Now, if you accidentally install a fake VPN, Google's vice president of trust and safety says, quote, once installed, these applications serve as a vehicle to deliver dangerous malware payloads, including info stealers, remote access Trojans, and banking Trojans that exfiltrate sensitive data such as browsing history.
Okay, so this is part two of the video here. Cybersecurity is very important. If you're going to school, if you're interested in computers, get into cybersecurity because the industry is just going to keep blowing up. As long as there's bad actors, as long as there's people who want to do hacking, and as long as there's people who want to do malicious things over the internet, cybersecurity is always going to be a thing. If I speak to a group of young individuals, that's going to be the first thing I bring up is, hey, you ever thought about getting into cybersecurity? And we want to make sure that we have a strong front line against cyber threats and malicious characters and malicious actors who, like they're saying, they're now disguising themselves as legitimate VPNs, which is a virtual private network that allows you to browse autonomously. You're not showing your IP address. A lot of times you're not showing your geolocation or your location, and so you're supposed to be able to browse freely. But then like I said, again, we have people who don't really pay too much attention, don't really read. So these are the people that can fall victim to this type of threat, this type of targeting. And you have to be very diligent and very vigilant as far as what you're downloading to your computer, the links that you click on, the sites that you go to. You have to just really, really pay attention because they can just change one little thing in an address and you think it's legit and it's actually not. They can send you an email from an email address that looks legit, but it's not. They can offer you know, promotions and ads and stuff like that look very legit, but it's not. So, this is something I tell my mother all the time, like just don't click on any and everything that you see that comes in your inbox. I mean, it looks very enticing. That's the ideal. They want to entice you to click on the link. They want to entice you to go to this website. And as soon as you do, boom, the floodgates are open. So, this is a great warning by Google. I'm sure they're seeing a whole lot or getting a whole lot of reports with this happening, and they're trying to be on top of it. And again, like cybersecurity is going to be very, very important, especially the more that we're going digital and the more that we're dealing with AI and things of that nature. We definitely want to start being a leader in cybersecurity and really, really get our young folk and also even the older generation more knowledgeable of cyber threats and ways that we can combat those and get more people into that field. So like I said, we have a strong front line to counter any malicious actors or any malicious intent that's going on out here.
Explain how they're doing this.
Yeah, so first of all, kudos to Google on this because this isn't the first time something like this has happened where free VPNs or VPN imposter products are out there and consumers don't know and they download it trying to be safer and more secure. So it's good that Google is sort of sounding the alarm on this. This won't be the last time this happens. Here's what people need to know. When you're looking at downloading a VPN, you need to do your homework on the origin story of the VPN. What country is it headquartered in? That's usually a red flag. You may not want to use it if it's not headquartered in a country that protects privacy, like the United States and other countries like that. The second thing is you only want to download it from legitimate sources. So if you're using something that says, I'm Proton VPN or I'm Brave VPN, which happen to be my two favorites, you actually want to go to their website and follow the directions on how to download it. Don't download from links that you see in social media or ads that are presented to you on social media, which is how I think some of these customers have gotten compromised.
And to be clear, I'm not trying to make a silly joke here. A lot of these quote unquote ads are like pretty ladies that people click on and are like, what could be the harm in clicking on a VPN from a pretty lady app or ad? And this is the consequence.
Yeah, this is how they trick people. You know, that's the thing about cyber criminals, nation state actors, and even fraudsters. They really study human behaviors and they can anticipate, you know, they're the best kind of guerrilla marketing campaign people because they know how to get people to click when they normally would not. And so if you do think that you have downloaded one of these rogue apps, there's a couple things you can do. If you're a Microsoft user on a Microsoft laptop or desktop, you can actually go to Microsoft.com and search there for malware removal tools, spyware removal tools. They're typically free. Same thing with Apple. You can go to apple.com, go to their help support, and follow the directions there.
Teresa Payton.
So as she was giving you some great directions to your like Apple and Microsoft, as she named two of them, they offer free malware removal software that can, you know, scan your computer, find these files, and help remove them from your computer, and that's going to help you from being compromised because, you know, now, you know, people can easily create programs and stuff like that that just goes through your computer, take all your personal information, your photos, banking information. They can hold your computer ransom with ransomware. It's plenty of things that they can do, and cause real devastation within your own life as far as, you know, everything that you have, you know, on your computer or, you know, on the internet. So be very, very diligent. Make sure you're reading everything. Like she said, make sure you do your research on the origin company of these softwares. Make sure that you, if you are dealing with like VPNs or any type of software that you download that is coming from legit sources, that means that the actual website, and just do your homework. Don't just be so quick to just click on anything. And I know people can't still be falling for like the pretty woman on the pictures and click on the link. Like, come on, like, y'all stop being so gullible to certain things, because that's exactly how you get got in these situations. But I'm gonna go ahead and close out. If you like this content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And once again, this is Justin Paul. Peace.